What's going on, everybody? Welcome back. Today we're going to be talking about this Apocalypse Saga and what feels like some really controversial stuff with this release, because there's going to be some pretty hefty gear requirements, and the Saga upgrades, at least what we've seen, or the awakened abilities we've seen so far with the Horsemen, don't really look that good. We're going to kind of break that all down in today's video, so if you guys do enjoy this video, make sure that like button and subscribe to the channel. Let's dive right into it. So it starts up by talking about how the next next chapter of the Road to Apocalypse has been revealed, and that is Sagas. This is a new game mode we are getting where we'll have different stories for each of the horsemen that is going to bestow gifts. They put gifts in quotes because we're going to talk about those gifts here in a minute, and completing their ceremonious transformation into those actual horsemen. Everything in here is subject to change, so let's hold out hope. It's a really mixed bag. I'm glad to see this new game mode, but the requirements for what we're going to need to complete these sagas and to unlock Apocalypse is really, really big. We're going to talk about that. So each one's got a different game mode, and you're going to see here, this is going to be replacing Dark Dimension. We're going to get these epic campaigns, and Dark Dimension will be found inside of this epic campaign area. It's all going to be condensed into one new area here. There's going to be 5 sagas in total, one each for each of the horsemen. So we have Morgan, we have Rogue, then we're going to have War and Death horsemen as well. So there'll be 4 sagas total for those, and then there's going to be a 5th saga where we have to use those teams to get Apocalypse unlocked. And this says here, World Dark Dimension will also be accessible going forward. So I'm kind of wondering if the Apocalypse Saga is basically going to be the new Dark Dimension going forward, especially with the gear requirements that you're going to see in here. And here are the requirements for each of the sagas, with some requirements still to be announced in the future. We already know Pestilence is going to be Morgan Le Fay and the 4 Darkhold characters. Famine is going to be Rogue and her 4 Unlimited X-Men character allies. War Saga and your Death Saga, and then your Apocalypse Saga is going to be all 4 horsemen, their respective teams, and several additional characters, which... Why is there additional characters? Just make us use the horsemen in the respective teams, because then we're going to have to gear up more characters for this probably. There's going to be multiple difficulties as well. Each saga is expected to have 5 nodes each, and there's no persistent damage between battles. There'll be 3 levels of difficulty requirements for each saga. For the 4 horsemen sagas specifically, these are the gear requirements. Tier 17 coming in version 6.3.0. More information in Friday's weekly blog. Difficulty 1 requires Tier 13 on each of the characters. Difficulty 2 requires Tier 15 for each character. Difficulty 3 requires Tier 17 for each character. Note, this says required, not recommended. So in order to do these sagas, you have to take these characters up to that level. Which is, yeah. Right here is where a bunch of people kind of checked out. Again, the temperature of people in the community, they are not happy with this, especially with the fact that Tier 16 is still not widely available. You know, we're still progressing through Dark Dimension 5 for a lot of players, and you know, outside of that, we've got a couple of war shipments, a little bit in your regular supplies, but you know, Teal Gear is not widely accessible. So to see that in order to do the saga and to unlock Apocalypse, yeah, this is not good. This leaves a lot of people unhappy. I can't blame them. I do want to wait and see with this Friday blog what we are getting with increased gear availability, because they've really got to make it more accessible, especially with how far we've gotten so far. They've been very clear that the Scourge events are supposed to be a little more friendly for players. So you do difficulty 6, you unlock the Horsemen. If you do difficulty 5, you have to be a little bit higher up on the leaderboards. But difficulty 6, which is what, like tier 14 gear, that will get you, they'll unlock the Horsemen for you. So they've made the Horsemen really, really accessible so far. And I know for me personally, I think I did one run on D6, got like the top 15%, and have like a 4 yellow, 3 red rogue. I wasn't really worried about Unlimited X-Men because I don't really do Cosmic Crucible, so Rogue wasn't a big priority for me, and we were going to get a second run of her before Apocalypse comes back anyways, so I wasn't really worried about pushing for her or pushing hard on the leaderboards this time with Rogue. But now this, and requiring tier 17 on all these characters, Now I've got to put tier 17 on all of my unlimited X-Men. Darkhold, with Mystic Gear being the way it is, now you've got to really invest. I mean, you probably had them with a tier 15, maybe tier 16 already, but still, it's a lot of Mystic Gear getting thrown on a full team there. That's a lot of gear that you have to invest in these characters. So this right here leaves a lot of people nervous and unhappy. I don't really blame them. Yeah, I mean, I don't know what else to say at this point. Though they throw this in, the 5th and final Apocalypse Saga will have another layer of depth with different gear and ISO 8 requirements. We had a feeling that ISO 2.4, maybe 2.5 was coming along here soon, with a new Doom Raid coming here, possibly here soon. So, it looks like I have a feeling that what they're going to do is they're going to drop tier 18 down near towards the beginning of this Apocalypse Saga, and then require tier 18 on certain characters. I don't know. I'm hoping I'm wrong on that one. Maybe they'll go a little easier, because also, like, what is this? Yeah, requires several additional characters, and we don't know who those characters are going to be. Yeah, I like that we're getting the new game mode, but these tier, I've already said enough. The required tier requirements, these tier 17 requirements, not happy with that at the moment. Let's see, where else were we? Yeah, so they pretty much say here to unlock Apocalypse. They did confirm for us on the Discord server, so we were able to share it. They said it was stated somewhere in the blog post. In order to get Apocalypse unlocked, you must complete all the sagas on difficulty 3. Then here we go. Rewards. The gifts of En Saban Nur are fit for a pharaoh. Some of these rewards available in various difficulties include Orange Gear Gold, Armory 16 orb fragments, and ISO 8 blue materials. Can we get some Armory 17 orbs while we're at it too, please? I mean, it feels a little silly. Can we get like teal gear with this too? Especially since we are going to be pushing a lot of characters to tier 17 to get this done. Yeah, it would be nice to get some teal gear as well, and maybe some Armory 17 orb fragments too. Additionally, there are 2 types of rewards that are exclusive to each of the sagas, and a third type reward that is very rare. They are Awakened Abilities, which we'll get to here in a second, Horseman Costumes, ISO 8 Blue Level 5, and Crystals. There you go. So yeah, we're going to be getting blue, we're going to be getting ISO 2.5, at least alongside the Apocalypse Saga. Awakened Abilities. Apocalypse will bestow gifts upon each of his horsemen, granting them even greater power and unlocking new synergies with their fellow horsemen and even Apocalypse himself. Awakened abilities are augmentations to one or more of a character's existing 4 abilities. Similar to normal abilities, awakened abilities will also require materials to unlock and upgrade them, but they will only be used for that specific character and ability. You will earn these awakened ability materials as you progress through a related character's saga. For example, the Pestilence Saga will be the only place to earn the materials for the Pestilence Horseman, Morgan Le Fay. So, little screen of what to expect maybe with the awakened ability stuff. And here's a preview of the awakened abilities. And yeah. As a preview to the new powers will be at your combat, at your control, gaze upon the new awakened abilities of Morgan Le Fay. Time Warp at the new level 8 ability will gain. Apply speed up for 2 turns immunity to oneself, an Apocalypse ally, all Darkhold allies, and all Horseman allies. Fey Queen at the new level 6, which is her passive, gains basically what we're changing here with her passives. Apocalypse and Horseman also gain the 50% bonus max health and the 100% bonus resistance, which oh man. You know, for an awakened ability, for a new level abilities, I expected more. I'm going to be upfront with that. This is basically just adding in Apocalypse and the Horseman allies get the bonuses that you already have with this team. I mean, now, to be fair, yeah, well, no, actually, yeah, I mean, even this, like, this is just Horseman and Apocalypse allies, yeah, because she already gave the immunity. You can see it right here. Apply immunity to self and all Darkhold allies, level 5 over Time Warp. So, this is very underwhelming for me. In that, usually, we see this with, like, a rework. Like, when a character gets a rework, like when we had the Wave 1 Avenger rework. Iron Man basically gained 5% bonus damage. He had per like tech ally, whatever, and then he just gained 5% bonus damage per Wave 1 Avenger ally. That's pretty much on par with what I'm seeing here. Like, that's the impression I'm getting for this, is that I expected something a little more meaningful with awakened abilities. Maybe I'm off. Maybe I'm off base. I want to hear from you guys. Are you guys underwhelmed by these awakened abilities? Let me know. But yeah, this, I figured there'd be some kind of new mechanics somewhere with her abilities. This is just giving extra. This is just giving these synergies to Apocalypse and Horseman allies. So it's kind of like, what's the point here? Like, there should really be more here. I don't know. But then we get here the new costumes. In order to finally unlock Apocalypse, the full transformation of the 4 Horsemen must be complete. And then basically we're getting costumes for the Horsemen. It doesn't look bad. It's an interesting costume. And then Isolate level 5 brings significant stats and powerful new mechanics. The big one here is you're getting 20% damage at 2.5. So this is going to be very big. This is where you're going to be like wanting to invest in like your arena team. So I imagine Apocalypse and the 4 Horsemen are going to be the top priorities. So excuse me, for ISO 2.5. And then each Horseman Saga difficulty 3 will have enough level 5 blue ISO and crystals for both related horsemen. From level 3 to level 5, additionally, fully clearing difficulty 3 will now grant enough ions to fuse the crystals and promote another character from ISO 8 green level 5 to blue level 5. So you're going to be able to get 10 total, because there's 5 sagas. There's going to be 10 characters in total. You're going to take from up to blue 2.5 here, which is great. I like that. You'll need these crystals and class difficulties level, or you'll need those crystals and class levels for difficulty 3 of the final Apocalypse Saga, as it require all the following characters be equipped with ISO 8 blue level 5. The 4 Horsemen, the teams for each Horseman, 16 characters, several strike characters to be announced. Like, come on, man. This really... But also, look at that. Look at that, 1.5 million health on that 2.5. That is ridiculous. I've got her at 6 red, 6 yellow right now. She's like at 1.15, almost 1.2. So, yeah, I mean, that's a little crazy. But, oh, man, woof. These ISO requirements, man. This is going to be an expensive event. And this is where a lot of people are getting unhappy with this announcement. And this is where they said things are subject to change. But these kind of requirements, man, like, this is rough. This is really, really rough. Yeah, I mean, we'll see what they do, but I want to hear from you guys. What are your guys' feelings on these gear requirements, the blue ISO requirements? What I feel like are some underwhelming awakened abilities. What do you guys think about all of this? Let me know down below, but as always, if you guys have enjoyed the video, make sure to hit that like button and subscribe to the channel. Plenty of Marvel Strike Force content going on over here. Thank you guys so much for watching. I will see you guys next time.